there, and welcome to Michelle's Weekly Minute. Now today I'm actually going to continue talking about some tips for sellers on selling their home. I have actually a few more to talk to you today, but before I do, I'm going to review quickly with you what I talked about last week. Step number 1 was declutter your home. Step number 2 was organize and clean your home. Step number 3 is when you have listed your home, you want to make sure that your home has fast access for buyers, make it accessible and quickly for the agents so they can actually get the buyers into your home to sell it. And step number 4 was to price your home correctly based on local comps that the agents in the area are using through the Metropolitan Indianapolis Board of Realtors. Now, step number 5 today we're going to talk about is to remove all personal items, political items, and religious items. Now, I talked last week a little bit, I touched on this about the personal items, which would be maybe photos of your family, possibly you have a wall that's got a bunch of pictures on it. You just want to kind of depersonalize a little bit, but on the political items and the religious items, it's extremely important that you keep your home as neutral as possible during this process. We do not want the buyers to be distracted looking at your beautiful prayer mat or possibly the hat or the coffee mug or a bunch of information you have on the political things that are coming up in the next year for the elections. You want to keep your home as neutral as possible during this process so the buyers are looking at your home and not your stuff. Step number 6, staying home when your agent is doing an open house and or possibly a showing, staying home during that time. You really want to go away during this process, and I know when the open house is going on, you may come back right at the end time, but if there are still cars on the street parked or car in your driveway, and you know it's not your agent's car, you want to stay outside until that car has left. You want to make that experience for that buyer a very pleasant one where they actually are able to look at your home openly, freely, and also talk to your realtor and ask questions about your home. And sometimes if you come back in the home, it can actually cause the buyer to shut down. Maybe they don't actually see the house to the full extent, or maybe they don't ask the questions that they were thinking at the time. Step number 7, if at all possible, you're going to want to make sure that you are removing pets from the home. I cannot tell you how many times I have shown a home and I have got a barking dog the whole time in their crate. This is extremely distracting, not only for the buyer, but for the realtor as well, because we need to see that home as well thoroughly, because when the buyer is saying, hey, listen, I want to write an offer on that home, we want to make sure that we are familiar with the home as well, just like they are. So at any time, if at all possible, you need to try to have the dog removed for the showings if you can. And if it's not too inconvenient, maybe put the dog in the garage with the crate during that time if there's no extreme temperatures with winter or summer, because that will actually be very helpful to the agent and also to the buyer so they can actually focus on your home. Now, over the last couple weeks, I have talked about 7 steps to help sell your home and also to help you during that time and process. I hope this information was informative to you. Now, if you have any questions about the selling process or need an agent to help you figure out how to price your home correctly, or just have some questions in general, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help. My information is in my bio. Have a great week.